Uh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Mm, 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 In five. What a day. Cartel dance. Feels good today, Steve. Here it comes. It's hot in here, doesn't it? Just about this time. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Morning Mics on this hump day, and it is going to be hot. It is going to be super hot in here. Everybody take off a layer. Take off a layer. We've got some exciting things happening today, and it is built off the back of yesterday's Morning Mics. As we build to the excitement, please spread the word. Tell your friends we have a very special surprise this morning. Yesterday, we crowned somebody very special. We saw People magazine take off in a direction I just didn't understand. And I said, is this possible that Jonathan Bailey could be People's sexiest man alive? For me, it didn't make sense. Well, that gave rise to a Justin Baldoni versus Ryan Reynolds war. It started going, and Baldoni was swamping the guy, destroying Ryan Reynolds until a dark horse came up the outside lane, the likes of which they've never seen at the Breeders' Cup, the Preakness, the Belmont Stakes, the Kentucky Derby, an unprecedented joy, don't jump the gun here. We're going to get to this in just a second. I have to say that just off the top of my head before we could just jump right into it. And then I was going to mention, holy crap, what a sweep yesterday in the election. Here's what I would say to all the people who are, screaming and going nuts over Zoran Mamdani, that a Democrat socialist and a, Hamas sympathizer or whatever it is. He ran on affordability. I just received an email from a very good friend of mine's son who's 31 years old, and I would say a right center sort of kid. Grew up privileged. Absolutely. His father has money. He's in no, his parents would never let him sink. He's also a smart kid and making his way in the world, and he'll get there. But he's like, do you understand how difficult it is for our generation? And my daughter says this to me all the time. She's 24. Dad, how am I ever going to be able to afford? I can barely afford rent. I help all my kids with rent. How am I ever going to afford a house for myself? Every time we elect somebody who's far on the fringe, Donald Trump, Zoran Mamdani, whatever it is, every time people don't learn the lessons from the other party. They just fight back. You don't learn the lessons of the emotions that propelled them to that place. So yeah, he may be an imperfect person, and I'm worried about Zoran in many different ways. But what got him there? What was he capitalizing on that the Republicans are going to miss again? It's crazy. We're going to do that. By the way, that's going to be a big topic on Hot Mics this afternoon. I really hope you join me. We're going to have a very special guest. I think one of the best news anchors in the country. I think he's very moderate and very fair, and he's doing an interview with Donald Trump today. And an hour after that interview, he will be live on Hot Mics with me at 2:00. We will have fresh reaction to what the president is doing. I fear he's only going to be just wanting to fight instead of wanting to learn and adapt, which would be preferred, frankly, by me. But anyway, that's on Hot Mics later on. Steve, my car is back in the driveway.
Oh, yes.
I know.
I noticed this morning.
I found the car. It was at Sherman Oaks BMW. And I called them and I said, guys, I need it. Guess how much the tire was?
Oh, God.
I pull out of Ace Hardware on Sunday. I rip the back left tire. Some contractor Was building a home for somebody who can afford it. Dumped nails or whatever all over I ripped my tire apart just leaving the driveway. And they said, oh, yeah, Mister, that's your car. We got, okay, yeah. We can have it ready for you at 5 o'clock. And they put a new tire on. $645. Jesus, thank God I wasn't replacing all of them. Okay, also later on, we'll talk about Kim Kardashian's new show. I watched All's Fair last night. I better not. Later, not now. Let's turn to hot mics. Sexiest man alive. Now, let me say, it was unprecedented. Nobody saw this coming. But when it happened, just like the Zohran Mamdani election, I said to myself, oh, Billy Bush, are you in touch with the people or are you not? Are you an out-of-touch communicator, podcaster, whatever? Or are you in touch with the people? Because somebody threw out that little piece of chum. It caught the algorithm. It heated up in the chat section. And while Justin Baldoni was racing to victory as Hot Mike's sexiest man alive, thank you, People Magazine, we will not be needing your services anymore. Along the outside comes a dark horse. And he starts picking up steam. And the chat section sees it. And they start feeling it. Oh, yeah. Hit it. Big bowl of spaghetti. Boom, boom, Dave Yannetti. Bang, 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 pow. And all of a sudden, Baldoni looks over his shoulder and goes, what the fuck? Roaring over the finish line, crowning our very first 2025 Hot Mike's sexiest man alive. Without further ado, please welcome the big bowl of spaghetti, Dave Yannetti. Oh, my. That's right there. Are you okay with that?
Oh, my God. This is unbelievable. I got your video yesterday. I thought it was a spoof. I had to check the calendar to see if it was April 1st. But then when I chatted with you, it was the most hilarious thing that's happened to me in years.
Well, let's talk. First of all, what a tremendous honor. I hope that that the people in your life are now looking at you within the walls of your home, are now looking at you with a little bit more of a different eye of respect.
So, I have a theory as to how this happened. I think that my mom and my sister voted each 567 times and stuffed the ballot box. But I will tell you that when my wife heard about this, Robin said that her vote went to Justin Baldoni. So
you can always count on the wife to keep you humble, right, Dave?
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh, my God. Well, let me tell you something. I'm starting to look at the factors that came together here. One, I see, first of all, there's nothing like a fit man who's on the taller side of things in a nice suit, okay? Yannetti always has a great suit on. He's always well put together. The jawline is unmistakable. I'm going to say that. No question about that. Then here's a major moment, because women don't just see the goods. They don't just see the raw sex appeal, which is very clearly there. They remember when Karen Read was acquitted on all charges, the emotion in Dave Yannetti, the tears that come down, the team, the way you embraced her and cared for her in this trial, a woman clearly who was wronged and was set free. They saw that in you, Dave, and I think that moved the heartstrings.
Well, I suppose. I mean, I'm obviously I'm not taking any of this seriously.
Dave, look at the comment below. The ladies.
I
measurements.
Can't see
it says measurements, question mark. They want to know inseam. They want to waist, chest.
Listen, the irony of this, Billy, is that the award is sexiest man alive, and with Bob Alessi and Alan Jackson on the team, I'm not even the sexiest man on the Karen Read defense team.
Yes, you are.
But just digressing for a second, I had no idea. I mean, we've talked a few times in the past. I didn't know you were a Colby grad.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, I'm a Bowdoin grad. So we're natural rivals. Come
we're
from the same.
nemesis.
Exactly. I had no idea.
Oh my God, he's a polar bear.
Oh yes.
This is like Yannetti goes to Bowdoin in Brunswick, Maine, and I graduate Colby College north. Like anyone wants to go further north than Brunswick, we go up to Waterville, Maine. When Bowdoin plays football against Colby, there's a third school, Bates, and they have a own little division, a own little championship called the CBB, the Colby Bowdoin Bates, and whoever
sure.
wins that is usually officially the third worst team in college football.
That's so funny. Well, of course, Bowdoin Colby hockey was all the rage. I'm sure it still is up there. I mean, these are two big hockey schools.
You know what happened one time when I was I think I was a junior. We went down, or maybe a sophomore. We went down from Colby was playing Bowdoin at Bowdoin in hockey, and a bunch of us drove down, and we had some beers going and the whole thing. And one of our buddies was dating a Bowdoin girl still. He was a freshman, and so they had not broken up yet. They were high school sweethearts. They both went to separate colleges and kept it going for as long as they could. But we went down there, and she's in the stands, and she's really good looking. And the Bowdoin guys did not like that the Colby boyfriend had driven down. Well, it starts going. The beers are going. Next thing you know, there's a fight in the stands. The Bushman is throwing haymakers in there. I mean, we're all going at it. The cops come. They pull us out. We didn't go to jail, but we were sent home before the game was over.
Doesn't surprise me. It's hot in those cold arenas, and the fan base is rabid on both sides.
Wow.
Yeah, great hockey.
All right, now let's talk about your sexiest man credentials. I would say, how tall are you, Dave?
Oh, are we really going to do this?
Yeah, you're 6'2".
No, I'm 5'11". I'm not even that tall.
That's tall to me, and really tall to Steve, who's over here, my producer. You're towering over Steve. I'm thinking you're a yoga guy. Now you're a runner.
Well, okay. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to read you a text exchange I had with my trainer, Jeff Quinn. He texted me. I worked out with him yesterday. He texted me this morning. He said, Hey, Dave, you should plug me in the show this morning. Something like, my trainer keeps me fit and keeps my nutrition on point.
Let's hear it.
And I was like, Jeff, I'm not going to do that. I said, this is not for real. I'm going to be self-deprecating today because that's what I deserve. And he was like, no, you got to do this. You got to play it up. Give credit to your parents for genetics, your wife's health. So anyway, yeah, Jeff is a terrific trainer. He does keep me healthy. I think, he's got a big career ahead of him.
I see a Yannetti green juice in the morning. Do I see a little green juice, a smoothie? What do I see? I don't see bacon and eggs. I don't.
Yeah, I actually, to tell you the truth, I do intermittent fasting, so I don't have breakfast. So my lunch is a big lunch. And I'm a big Chipotle guy, and tropical smoothie for the green smoothie. So, yeah, I mean, look, you get older and you have to start paying attention to this stuff. You mentioned all the beers in college and everything else, and
true.
We've all been there, but there's a limit to how long you can do that if you want to stick around, right?
Absolutely. Dave, what's going on? What's going on the scene there with we've got this civil trial. Where is all of that? Where is Karen done with everything?
Yeah, so I'm not involved in that at all. Obviously Alan's on the team. I consider both Alan and Karen to be friends. I wish them the best and all the luck. Yeah. And the lead counsel on the case, Damon Seligson, is a very good friend of mine as well. Hopefully she'll have success there. But when people ask me about that, I said my mantra is FDY, free Dave Yannetti. I'm out. And I was there from the beginning. I said I would be there until the end of the criminal trial. I wound up sticking it out through two criminal trials.
Yeah.
So gratified at the verdict, and I'm happy that other people are taking the baton and running with it, and I wish them all the best.
And is my assessment is correct? You were the lead counsel in the situation, and then from what I understand, is you took a look at, well, we've got this geofencing is going to be a big issue here, and cell phone data and stuff, and that's when you said to Karen, I need to call Alan Jackson. If we can get this guy, and that was your call, which is a tremendous, tremendous moment of leadership when you realize you need help.
I made the decision to be a team player for the greater good. And Alan Jackson had represented Kevin Spacey down the Cape in that case. The geofence was a major issue in that case, and ultimately led to the charge being dismissed against Mr. Spacey. So, he had some expertise in that area, and I didn't know Alan before this case. Obviously, I've spent a lot of time with him now over the last 4 years or so, and it was really a unique situation where there's an arranged marriage of 4 attorneys who didn't have the prior relationship. I mean, Alan and Liza obviously did, but they didn't know Bob, they didn't know me, and vice versa. And we put our egos aside, divvied up the work, and I think we all had the goal, the collective goal of an acquittal here at the forefront of our minds the whole time. So a unique case. The case was, I've said the case is a unicorn. I've never had anything like this in my career. I've had high profile cases, but nothing quite like this, and we'll never see that again.
No, this was the dream team. This was we heard the term dream team with OJ, but they weren't exactly loved given the result. But this was the dream team. The Alessi, Yannetti, Jackson, Little squad was incredible. And let's not forget, tucked in there, Bill Reed, her father, who is about the salt of the earth. This guy, he's just a beauty.
It's funny you mentioned that, because Karen's, said this before, but before these other lawyers came into the case to join us, the big three in the case was, Karen, her dad, and me. We would meet in my Boston office to strategize, every Friday, spend a couple of hours. Bill was, to your point, integral in the whole thing. I mean, invested. I have a lot of respect for that man. The way he, stood by his daughter, as we all hope that we'd be able to do. I frankly don't know how he weathered it. Both him and Janet, and Karen herself. I mean, it's stressful enough being the lawyer on a case like this. I've always been the type of defense lawyer that I get sometimes more stressed than my clients, because I feel like I'm going to jail if I lose. And I feel like if you don't have that attitude, you're not doing everything you can for the client. But I've never been in the having the target on my back, the full force of the government spending well over $1 million with the precise purpose of trying to put you in state prison, and her dad having to have a front row seat to that, trying every instinct in his body is to stand up and protect his daughter. And if I were him, I'd want to punch the prosecution in the face. He handled himself with class and dignity, consistent with the way he's lived his life. They have a lot to be proud of.
I gotta say, you FDY, free Dave Yannetti. The same can't be said for the lead investigator, Michael Proctor, who got run right. His appeal is he pulled it himself. He knows he's up, Poops Creek without a paddle here. Is there a reckoning going on, not just in Norfolk County, in the district attorney's office, but across the Massachusetts State Police? Is there a larger reckoning that's going to be occurring, do you think? Or does this all kind of drift away and go back to as was?
I think that what happened with this case has been consequential. People have lost their jobs. People have been suspended. People have taken early retirements.
Yeah.
And there's a spotlight on the state police, the Canton police, the Boston police. And I expect that there will be some reforms and there will be some improvements made. New people are coming in with fresh ideas. So, hopefully it makes a difference.
Yeah. Dave, look, the comments are this is just unbelievable. The comments that are flying in here. I mean, I hope, you hope your wife is not reading these comments. These women, you are an absolute machine. These women,
It's so silly, but I very much appreciate, all the kind words, the people have been so kind to me, and
Steve, take that down.
you know, it-
Take that. There's a comment there. That's too much. I can't. I'm blushing when I see that.
yeah, I can't see them, so
Good.
I'll have to look at it later on.
Dave, I have because of we're dealing with the sexiest man alive here. There's obviously gonna a Karen Reed movie is obviously gonna happen. She'll be involved. Who do we think should play Dave Yannetti in the? Who do you like on the big screen for you, sir?
Jeez, I have given no thought to that. I've got to be honest. I have no idea. I'm not really plugged into like the Hollywood actors and so forth. I didn't even know the name Justin Baldoni until my wife told me this morning that's got to be her hall pass.
Yeah, honey, who's this Baldoni guy I destroyed by
Exactly.
coming roaring up the side? Here's look at these comments. Mary says, your integrity, your strength, and your heart, and of course, good looks make you hands down the sexiest man alive. Isn't this fantastic?
It's so nice.
Oh, Chris Maloney from Law and Order SVU to play Yannetti. Whoa. Wow. That's a really good one. Oh my God. I think that might even be the winner. Bruce Willis would have been great. Oh, yeah. Army Hammer? I don't know about Army Hammer. Army Hammer's 6'5". Yeah. Ben Affleck? No. What are you talking? It's crazy. I think Chris Maloney from SVU is a hand. That's a big one. Have you spoken to Karen at all, or do you text every once in a while and say, "Hey, how you doing?"
Yeah, no, I'm more rooting from afar. I've tuned into the civil hearings when I can, but she's got enough on her plate. She's still right in the trenches in the fight, and she's got, I don't know, 7, 8 lawyers dealing with her. So I reached out and shot Bill Reed a text message wishing him a happy birthday, but I'm trying to separate myself and let her get to work and do what she needs to do.
Oh, all right. Well, Dave, I got to say, I'm going to go out on this note. Darcy says Rob Lowe. Okay, now it's getting out of hand.
You got to pick a guy who's aging and losing his hair, and hopefully has a sense of humor about it.
But not his muscle tone. Dave, I got to say, you're a terrific guy. Thank you so much for playing along, and congratulations from the executive committee here and all. We're a People's Choice Award here. We don't rule in the editorial board. We let the comment section decide, and it was overwhelming. What a comeback win.
It's quite an honor, and great to be on your show, Billy. It's been a long time coming.
I like that you're in the file room right there. You're in the office.
I'm right now in a courthouse, and I won't say which one, but I asked them if they had a room that I could log into after my hearing this morning. So they were kind enough to squirrel me away.
Very important legal business.
I don't want to get anybody in trouble, so I'm going to make a quick exit.
Well, since we're in the courthouse, case closed. Sexiest man alive.
Thanks, my friend.
All right, Dave. See ya.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Well, there goes the great Yannetti. Huh? How great is Dave Yannetti? Do we love Dave? All right, let's go through the comments section. Favorite part now. We get to talk about him. He's such a nice guy. What a sweetheart. Alec Baldwin? Missy Motormouth. What are you talking about? Alec Baldwin. Why not? Better be a very handsome man playing Mr. Yannetti. Yeah. I got to say, I mean, the trainer got a plug. Woody Harrelson, Steve. Woody Harrelson's not bad. I love Woody. Yeah. I think so. What is it? You know what? I think I might have nailed it when I said it's the moment when the acquittal came up, and Yannetti, his tears coming down, like Karen was almost like his little sister, and he kind of hugged her like that. You could feel this, like every ounce of you knew the right decision. We've all sat there and watched legal decisions or, things that are outrageous, and that's a crime, that's a ripoff, that's bullshit, whatever. And when that woman was set free, you just knew in your bones that justice had been served. And this guy's emotion was like, that's sexy. A man looking out for, this woman who's facing her life, in prison, and that's sexy. Okay. That is sexy. Compassion is sexy. That's right, Linda. You're damn right, Linda. Imagine if the movie had Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey and Alec Baldwin as the attorneys. Oof, smoldering. There's nothing hotter than young Alec Baldwin. Hunt for Red October, Alec Baldwin. Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross, Alec Baldwin. Right? Not the guy that lost his mind and went and had 7 kids. I kid. I like Alan. I like Alec. I'm still trying to get him on Hot Mics, and I'm going to continue that. He's becoming like the Matt Damon to my Jimmy Kimmel. It's one of these days, he'll just give in, and I don't really care when it is. We're down with JPB. Yeah, you know me. Oh, you took her down right away. Let's. You want me to back off? I'll back off. You do it. You want me to do it, or you do it? I'm just mining away.
Go.
I'll do it. Get some lighting. Do some things. We're down with JPB. Oh, we love you, Jessica. Want to catch up with you too, girl. Find out how you're doing. He's sober. He's worked hard for it. I think you're talking about Ben Affleck. I think Ben. I don't know what the case is with Ben, honestly. Billy, you are so much fun. Thank you, Reasonable as. Appreciate that. We're having a good time, aren't we? Great to see him smiling. Yeah. Craig T. Nelson and Poltergeist. Whoa, look at this. It's just, we have some wild stuff going on here. What happened to Baldoni? Richard Gere in the role of Yannetti. He's going to have to. I think you got to get the head right. So far, the best I've seen is Chris Maloney. I really find that to be inspired selection. Wow, look at this. Emilio Estevez. What are you talking about? Yeah, no, he's Steve's height. That's right. I don't really tower over Steve. I mean, I sort of do. I don't know. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, my God. Jess with 2 butts on either side. Jason Statham. Ooh. Deanne Hastings, you are my next generation Reach. Who didn't love Reach? And for you young kids out there, that's Regis Philbin, the greatest morning television talk host ever. Ever. You remember this. No one is allowed to. Steve should play Yannetti. Actually, Steve, pop your head on the screen. If we could, listen. Yeah, you could play Yannetti. Except, and you're sexy. And, you're like a Tom Cruise. The director and the cinematographer, they know how to shoot from down low to make you look a little taller. Yannetti's 5'11". That's a nice number.
Yeah. Actually, I thought he was taller.
Huh?
I thought he was taller, to be honest.
I did too. I thought Yannetti was 6'2", but I kind of liked that he was 5'11" right there. He's got a lot of muscle on him.
Yeah. No, he's definitely cut.
Yeah, that was fantastic, by the way. He's such a good sport. Right?
That's not nice, Tissaphone.
The fact that we got Dave Yannetti.
That's not
Steve
nice.
is handsome for a hobbit.
I'm laughing at myself. Hey, I can take it. I'm not that short.
Oh my God. They were the best dressed team. Yeah, well, Alan Jackson just looks powerful and wealthy. Oh, by the way, for a hobbit. Right. This is a gentleman who's 5'4" right here, who's owning that right now. Short King. George Mayha. It's also funny that people do not know that Billy is of that Bush family. Well, you know something? Let me tell you a little story. You got time for a story? So when I was, making my way, and I started in radio. Right out of college. I went to Laconia, New Hampshire, the Lakes region, and I started as a radio disc jockey 1 day a week because I couldn't. My dad was like, "Look, I'm not giving you any more money, okay, to spend in college. You are now officially on your own after graduation." So I became a radio sales guy. I was an account executive, and I was driving around the Lakes region, knocking on door to door. And I was allowed in exchange one night to be on the air a week. So Wednesday nights I would be on the air while I was selling, and I got my teeth kicked in selling advertising. It was hard going into True Value Hardware and Meredith restaurants, and people just, it's hard to sell people air. But then I figured it out. I kind of got my legs underneath me, and then I became a sales machine. And in about a year's time, 14 months, I started accounting for about 60% of the station's billing all came through me. And so at that point, I used the leverage and said, yeah, I'm going to be on the air every day. I'll sell in the morning, and then I would like to be on the air every day from 2 to 5 or 2 to 6. So I was the afternoon drive guy. In the Lakes region of New Hampshire, there's not really like a drive time. There's not a ton of traffic, except a few traffic lights. But anyway, it was my chance to feed the beast. Anyway, it became the thing. It became the thing that I did. And why the hell was I telling that story, Steve?
Because people live about the bush.
You see? I got to make sure you're paying attention. Now, the thing is, I make it in radio. I do Washington, D.C. I have a morning drive show. I make it to television. Then fast forward to where NBC gives me my first contract. And this is in 2001. And I started in radio in 1994. So 6-7 years into it, they give me a contract. And I said, here's the thing. At no point at any time when I'm being introduced on the air or whatever, do you make the connection that I am, related to George W. or George Sr. I said, if you make this more about Bush than Billy, I will go up with them and I will go down with them. When the ratings are low, I'm done. When they're high, post 9/11, then you're great. And I don't want that as part of my life. So we're not doing this any other way. And they said, okay, you got it. We think you're great. We think you're good. Let's do it. And so we did. And for the longest time, nobody made that connection because I didn't lean into it, right? I wasn't interviewing my uncle. And here comes little Billy Bush, who's related to so-and-so. And so it gave me the privilege of later people going, oh, shit, I didn't know that. And then when they know that, they go, oh, you look like George W. right in here. Or you look like this and that, and the whole thing. Anyway, that was it. That's the advent. Oh, look at this. You look like the Bushes. You see? You see? Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Oh, look at this, Steve. Steve, you see Jess with the two butts on either side? Billy was one of my first crushes. Oh. Jess, now, if I was are we about the same age, or were you like, sometimes I get like a woman in her like early 30s or mid 30s that says, I grew up watching you. I get a lot of that. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah. I love Jenna's energy. She makes you want to smile. Yeah, absolutely. Made it on your own, baby. Yeah. I'm 38. Yeah, you grew up watching me in the kitchen, right? Mom was watching and you said, oh, I like him. Yeah. Billy's a natural for TV. Well, TV was fun, and it may be fun again. We may do it. We may do it in the right situation. But I'll tell you, nothing beats YouTube. It is the new TV. And it is, I can't believe I arrived so late, but here we are. Steve's having the time of his life. Oh, Kat, come on now. Thank you for that. I might have the best hair in the family. I'm going to say it. I think so. Yeah. I mean, my brother's a great guy. He's really smart, very successful. Hopefully he wins the race for governor in Maine, because I'll tell you what, given the craziness of what's going on here, a good centrist would be great, but I destroy him in the hair. I think he knows that. Can't have it all. Billy, I like your sense of humor. Thank you. Yeah. That's what's interesting. We're going to do this afternoon on Hot Mics. And that is like, are we ever going to get back to the center? You know what I mean? Are we going to get back to a center? Can we make it a radical centrism? That, because I don't, by definition, the center, moderation, isn't sexy and it isn't loud, right? How do you make it loud? Because what people respond to, it's almost like our political tides flow with the social media algorithms. You know what I mean? Like, we keep swinging back and forth. Donald Trump he had a cudgel and smashed wokeness and open borders and DEI and all these things that were killing our culture. It took him to do it. And now there's already a giant repudiation of, his ICE raids and his, disregard for the rule of law and all these things, the enrichment of the family and all these things that he's doing. And it's only been 10 months. Like, how are we going to make it to? Anyway, that's it. Oh, 80,000 subscribers growing every day. That's true, but we need to get to 100,000. That's right. To get my plaque. I get a plaque from YouTube. We've got to do it. If anyone in here has not hit subscribe yet, that's just an oversight on your part. I know that. So make sure you do. And let's see what happens. Billy is my second celebrity crush since Sean Cassidy is a preteen. Guess true, our minds age backwards. Oh, yeah. Isn't that interesting? Oh, I love that. Oh, my God. Someone's been... Can you believe what we've done today? We got Dave Yannetti in a courthouse in Massachusetts. He's in the copy room in the back, like, okay, I'll play along. Debbie, thank you, Debbie. Yeah, let's get the Bushman to 100K. Can we do that? I promise. I told Steve, if we get to 100,000, I'm going to take you right out for the biggest martini and gorgeous, beautiful steak at our steakhouse. I'm going to hang the plaque up in front of you. It's going to be your plaque. Can we just send a message to them? Can we have two plaques and one for, yeah? There's Steve. Shouldn't we get Steve a nice plaque? I just want a plaque.
It's just something plaque.
It's not a participation trophy. It's a true accomplishment.
Exactly.
No drinking for me. I did, a little bit. It's one of those things you go back and forth on. I'm taking my ex-wife, my daughter's one boyfriend, and possibly another couple that who are visiting, like 6 to 8 people, I haven't figured it out, to the USC football game, Fight On, against Northwestern. It's Parents' Weekend coming up. My ex-wife, Sydney, and I, we roll, we hang. And then the girls, and we all have a good time. Everybody's 21, so there'll be like beers in this, in the stands, and we're gonna go on Friday. I'm kind of excited about that. So yeah, we try not to drink too much, but I think I'm gonna toss a beer back at the football game, Steve. Yeah, a beer. I'm not having a vodka soda. I'm not having any of that stuff. I'm gonna have a beer, which is what a man does when he's watching a damn sport. Okay, he drinks a beer. We need more pineapplers. I agree. I mean, I was going to call Melanie Little and just say, Melanie, so you've been doing this for 6 years or whatever. How do you do this? We're doing it the right way. I think we're doing it the right way. Feels natural. Feels authentic. Nothing wrong with a single beer. Yeah, I am single, and I'm going to have a beer. Gotcha. Frosted glass. Oh, now you're talking. Now you're talking my language. When they hand you a cold brew, but I'll tell you this, the non-alcoholic beers they're making these days are unbelievable. And you know who's launching one? Charlie Sheen. At the Morongo Casino on stage this past Saturday, Charlie brought out his new NA beer line called Wild AF. Remember, he played Ricky Vaughn, Wild Thing in Major League, the movie. So he's got Wild AF, and that just means alcohol free. And it's very, very good. So Charlie Sheen's beer, he'll be on Hot Mics, the afternoon, the big show. I call it the big show. He'll be on November 26th, and he'll bring in some of the beers. We'll all try them. How do I ship it to all to the Napplers? I mean, how do I do that? It's impossible. We just as Steve said, load up the cruise ship when we do the Pineapplers High Sea Adventure. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. We're going to have a talent show. We're going to have, can you see Joy Schmehar coming out in a boa, in a feather boa with a band leading her on for a dance with English Dick. And wow, think about the laughter. Oh my God. Of course, I will MC the event in a polyester mint green ruffled tuxedo. That's way too tight for me. And Steve will be I can't say, I think he might be the bartender in the back, just shaking up the cocktails while the thing's going. And you know, people can come in and just tell you their problems, tell you what's going on. Just a moment with Steve. A moment with Steve. So everybody needs that. Good question by Lynn. Is the boyfriend your ex-wife's or your daughter's? No, the boyfriend is my daughter's, my middle daughter. Yeah. I'm not bringing the ex-wife's boyfriend. Get your own ticket. You're not riding in on my dime, pal. Okay? Not a chance. Shmeha says, do you see her? I will get the boat rocking. I bet you will, baby. Unbelievable. What a day we have today. I'm going to say it. It's going wild today. We have got we've got the most sensible news anchor in America, I think, right now. Brett Baer is texted him this morning. He'll be joining us on Hot Mics at 2:00, right after his interview with Donald Trump. So, you know, the president reacted last night to the Mamdani wave and the blue wave, you know, in New Jersey and Virginia and Prop 50 in California. If you don't know what Prop 50 is, it is the answer to the gerrymandering that the Republicans did in Texas, where they engaged in redistricting and basically added 5 more Republican seats to the U.S. Congress. And the Democrats responded and just got away with it here in California. They're both wrong to do it. But I understand why the Democrats, you know, they can say you started it, and it would be truthful. But I wonder, you know, the president responded last night to the blue wave and to Mamdani, who came after him. Mamdani came after him and said, Trump, I've got 4 words for you. Turn up the volume. I got something to say. And he just went after him, and Trump responded with his own 4 words. And so it begins. Isn't that what we all want? More war between the two political parties, right? Where we don't matter and we sit by the side and watch. And yeah, that's really what we want. I like Jesse Waters. I like that. He's a big talk. I like Waters too. I like Waters. I'm starting to like Jake Tapper, you know, a bit too. Listen, you can count on me to be centrist, okay? Do I lean sometimes a little bit? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Right? David Muir is handsome. He's also not into you, Kat. If you know what I'm talking about. That's right. Hey, Steve, Beaver Moon tonight. Shenanigans are already setting in. Desiderata. Un momento. What is a beaver moon? Right? A beaver moon is a full moon in November? It occurs when beavers are busiest preparing for winter. Wow. I love a beaver. I thought the beaver moon was a moon from the front. Oh, hit the music. I love Chris Cuomo too. He's a good friend. He's a good man, Cuomo. He's trying to grow a mustache. You see it? I sent him a message. I said, Cuomo, shave the stash. I tried to do the mustache too. And I wanted it to happen. But it doesn't look, Cuomo's way too damn handsome. The Beaver Moon, baby! Audra in Denver. Get out there and give him the Beaver Moon, baby. Fanny pack. Here we go. Bushman is on a roll this morning. They're going to continue the chat. Yes, continue chatting. Why are you muting me? I don't want to be muted. Don't mute me. Hell no. Beaver music. Great word, by the way. It's just a great word.